Parents of the world, how many times have you kept up with your teenage child's social media activity? If your answer is none or not frequent, then you might be putting your child in danger due to you neglecting your responsibility as a parent to look out for them. Now, don't get me wrong, privacy is something important that should be taught to children, especially teenagers. But most of the time, they are prone to the negative influence of social media due to them being vulnerable and naive in their developing phase. So, as a parent, do you know the bad side of social media? Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Noesra Rosli from class MMC 1101B, and today my talk will be about the negative influence of social media towards teenagers. Now, in this topic, I'll be talking about two things. First, that social media affects the mental health of teenagers, and second, that social media makes it easier to be a victim of child predators. Now, I bet parents who are watching this are wondering, how does social media affect my teenage child's mental health? Well, throughout the years, social media's users have increased, such as Twitter having 186 million users back in 2020, but most of them are actually young people. In a survey done by the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, it was stated over 90% of teenagers by the age of 13 and 17 have used social media. So I'm guessing most of you parents don't really know what goes on or what happens in these platforms. One of the things that commonly happens in these platforms are actually cyberbullying. Now, if you don't know, cyberbullying is actually a form of bullying that usually happens in the digital space. Cyberbullying usually happens when one person has a motive to hurt their victim by using malicious comments or spreading rumors. These actions are commonly happen through social media, as social media makes it more easier to hide their identity and make it more anonymous. For example, back in 2012, there was a girl by the name of Amanda Todd who committed suicide due to being a victim of cyberbullying. At first, she was convinced to show topless pictures of herself, but later was blackmailed to have those pictures leaked if she didn't do what she was told. She made a video regarding the situation before her suicide to say that she has experienced depression, anxiety, and panic disorder due to her being bullied. Next, social media can affect a teenager's mental health by setting unrealistic standards. In a survey that I've conducted, over 94.1% of my respondents have agreed that social media can develop a body dysmorphia disorder, or also known as BDD, in teenagers. Now, if you don't know what BDD is, it's a mental health condition where someone takes a little bit too much care in their appearances and flaws. They claim that social media sets unrealistic beauty standards such as perfect bodies, perfect faces, and everything that fits the word beauty. But what teenagers don't know is that everything is actually fake in social media. Everything is photoshopped and can be edited, and some might even go under plastic surgery. Yet they still believe that these are what makes a person's value higher. Teenagers who don't know how to make a rational decision might be affected by this, such as developing an eating disorder. They would overthink how others would perceive their bodies and would compare themselves to everyone they meet that has the body that they dreamt of. You might not see it as a big problem, but if BDD is left untreated, suicide may be the outcome. In a study done by Catherine A. Phillips, it was stated that over 80% has had suicidal intentions, while 24 to 28% has attempted suicide due to BDD. Bodies work differently, yet teenagers on the other hand can't tell the difference between a rational decision and a bad one. So as parents, you should not take this matter lightly. Another way social media influence a teenager negatively is through child predators. Social media makes it easy for teenagers to become a victim or a target for these people due to them being naive and easily manipulated. When they're at the age of going out with their friends and having so many social media accounts, it makes it more easier for child predators to take advantage of this situation to communicate with them more easily. Since social media makes it easy to fake anything such as identity and even age. Based on the survey I conducted, over 70.6% of my respondents know cases or stories about teenagers being a target for child predators. One of my respondents even shared their stories by saying they were harassed a few years back when they refused to send inappropriate pictures of themselves. There have been multiple cases of teenagers being a target for these disgusting people, and somehow the amount of predators online seems to rise. Nowadays, teenagers use Omegle, a social online website that allows users to talk to strangers based on common interests. Now, countless of videos have been made on YouTube to expose these creeps that have taken the advantage of this situation, but no action seems to be taken towards these predators by Omegle. And the chat site is still popular to use amongst teenagers for fun today. Omegle is also not a privacy-safe website and can lead to child predators find information about their victims very easily, such as IP address and social media accounts. Okay, let's say your child doesn't use Omegle. They can still be targeted through Instagram. In this video made by TLC, they made a social experiment to see if these parents' daughter would easily fall for a fake Instagram account. Spoiler alert, she did. It just goes to show how naive teenagers can be when it comes to social media. As a conclusion, parents should take more initiatives to make sure that their teenage child's online safety is more secured. In this digital age, we can't really shield the use of social media from teenagers, but we can help minimize the damage that causes from it. Social media has a lot of benefits, but it's a parent's duty to make sure that they utilize these benefits effectively and safely. Before I end my speech, I would just like to review the points that was talked about. First, that social media affects a teenager's mental health, and second, that social media makes it more easier to be a target for child predators. In the end, I would just like to thank everyone for listening to me to talk about the negative influence of social media towards teenagers, and I hope you all have a very good day.